think as an exploratory angler, I mean, your whole life is an educational process. Every day is something that you learn new, and it's something that lasts your whole lifetime. I think we went so deep into Siberia. It's a place on earth that really chews you up and spits you out. It doesn't really want you there.
So I'm Russian and I love my country. Russia is a huge country, as you can imagine, and trust me, there are so many rivers, probably thousands of rivers, that nobody ever fly fished, nobody ever even been to probably. So when we were thinking about the ideas for the next exploratory trip, we remembered that about 11 years ago we visited these rivers in the Lena area. Lena is the biggest Siberian river and has some very nice tributaries that come into the main river, where you can find taimen, lenok and other interesting species. So the problem with the trips that we've done before were that we were limited to a float trip. So when you get on the float trip, you get dropped by helicopter and you float down river, and you are limited in the options that you can do. You can go back upriver, and you can fish other rivers.
And when Ilya sent me the email saying, Keith, would you like to join us for the next Yakutia expedition? I was the first one to put my hand up and say, oh, absolutely, I'm coming. Now, this place is incredible. I mean, there's so many rivers. The whole Lena system is incredible.
I mean, that is every person's dream, to go and fish at a location that has not been fished by anybody else or has been fished by a handful of people, and there's absolutely everything to discover.
So, thinking about this plan for this particular expedition a year ago, we thought, wouldn't it be nice to find a way to go as a big group and fish many rivers, not just one. Explore and look if we can find taimen, nauma, lenok, other species in the rivers that we haven't been to. So the idea came, why don't we find a big mother boat that can hold a big group of people, that can have big rubber boats with powerful jet engines, and ideally a helicopter, so we can access very remote spots on the rivers that nobody goes to.
I don't expect to come to these places, these wild places up north close in Siberia, and just catch fish. They don't just jump on your hook. You've actually got to find them, fish move around.
You go on the river and you don't know what to expect. You don't know what fish is going to take your fly on the next cast. You don't know what's around the corner. You don't know actually whether this fish exists in this river.
Being able to fool a fish and catch it in a place that you never thought that you'd set foot on is, might sound hokey, but it's a very spiritual feeling.
So it was a hell of a learning curve, but once we started getting it right and we started figuring out, what kind of flow we needed and which rivers were working better, the northern rivers, the eastern rivers, the western rivers. And once we started getting that right, we really started catching fish, and my goodness, did we catch fish.
Keith spotted a giant taimen sitting on the edge of a drop-off. again, when the fly was coming around, I didn't see the fish initially until the fish was about 1 feet away from the fly, and then I just saw this wide head right in front of my fly. I didn't freeze up, I just slowed the fly down because I felt like if I ripped it too far and too quick away from him that he wasn't going to go for the fly. And I just started just playing with him. We were just playing this cat and mouse game, and eventually I just kept on tweaking it. The fish actually looked like he was going to refuse the fly, and just absolutely got annoyed and came back and smashed the fly. I think everybody in this crew that went on this trip live and breathe fly fishing, and the only thing that it's about is to push the limits as far as you can go into fly fishing and to put yourself in a situation where you can succeed or fail. And when you do exploratory trip, success and failure must be something you can accept every single day of your life and when you go on a trip.
And on the belly, and get his head a little bit towards me. Okay, cheers guys. Cheers. Well done.
Cheers, cheers.
Congratulations.
Cheers.
Ilya.
Thank you so much. All in Jako.
We were fortunate enough to have many days to be able to move around the area, and we got blown out by a couple of days. You know, the river rose and chocolate water coming down, but fortunate because of that, we ended up fishing a river which was absolutely jam-packed with pike, and big pike.
Then we turned our focus around onto pike, and it ended up being as sick as pike fishing could ever be. I think I'm broken for pike fishing for the rest of my life. The same as with all the fish in Siberia, these pike were just turbocharged. And again, I mean, I think these things are fueled on vodka or whatever drug they fueled on.
you can chase a certain species and not even catch him. You know, and the last trip we came to this area, we fished a river hoping to catch Nelma, and Ilya is a person who's really sought after certain species of fish, and he loves chasing a gold, and Nelma was one of them. And
So I think what we'll do is these guys are going to go for a second try. They're going to talk to more people.
To go to places like this and try and find a fish that nobody's caught before is exciting and intimidating at the same time. It's a needle in a haystack to even find a source of information in these areas. I remember we found this one place that looked like most people that go there end up dying in the first year.
So how's about Nelma? Oh, Nelma is gone. Oh, like, what do you mean gone? Yeah, it's upriver now. We're saying, yeah, but they're saying in Kusura they don't have it. Yes, maybe still some left here. I said, so does it make sense to go fishing here? They said, yeah, you can go.
We're swapping them chocolate for Nelma.
For information.
Yes.
We know that they've been caught in many places before, but to catch them in a place that hasn't been caught before was very exciting, but obviously a daunting task at the same time.
Denim Jacks.
Woo!
this trip, thank goodness, Jako finally got an elbow on a fly, and he caught it probably 20 minutes just before Ilya.
Ooh, more rolling, more rolling. There we go. Well done, brother.
Eskimo tarpon, baby!
And I was particularly happy and extremely happy about the fact that we found Nelma, the inkono or she fish as we call it. To my knowledge, nobody ever caught this fish on the fly in Russia. They did in Alaska, they did in US, but not in Russia. I think the key ingredients of success for a trip like this is to have a good team of friends, well thought through, thorough preparation, and good luck. So I think we delivered on this trip, and I'm quite happy at how it went. And by the way, we're planning a new trip now, but I won't tell you where. The destination is confidential.